So if you're new to Mac, you may not be using one of the most important features, which is user accounts. So basically your Mac can be several Macs. Every user account is like a completely new computer with new settings, with new things on the desktop, new documents, everything. And the user accounts are kept separate from each other. So how do you set up user accounts? Well, in the Apple menu you can go to System Preferences. And from there you can go to Users and Groups. In Users and Groups you're going to see users listed on the left. The current user at the top. And that's probably you. And then you'll see other users, which should be anybody else. Every individual that uses the Mac should have their own user account. It's not a matter of trust. It's a matter of having settings and preferences and documents and things like that. If you and your spouse use the same Mac, you're not going to use the same documents. You're not going to want things set up the same way. You're not going to use the same iCloud account or iTunes account or any of that. Having separate user accounts means you can switch easily between these. And it's like you each have your own Mac. Each can have a separate desktop background, different applications in the dock, everything. So how do you create a new user account? Well, once you're in here you have to click the padlock here and then authenticate. And once you've unlocked it here you can use the plus button to add a new user. You have some options here. Administrator is fine for any responsible adult using the Mac. Standard for most other people. The main difference between the two is the ability to install apps. You can install an app as an administrator for all users on the computer. That's why any adults who are owners of the computer that are using it, you want to be administrator because when you buy an app or install an app you want that available for everybody else. But for people that you don't want installing apps you can set up a standard account. So if you have somebody that, a relative or something that comes over once in a while and wants to use your computer to check their email, a standard account may be fine for them. For kids you may want to look into the managed account with parental controls. So you can also enable a guest user. And the way to do that is you click on guest user here in the list and you click allow guests to log into the computer. And this enables people to log in as a guest. So they don't need a password but they don't have access to any of the stuff in your user account. They can just use the Mac and when they log out the stuff they've done is deleted. So it's like a one-time thing. They can go in, they can set up email, they can check their email, they can surf the web, then they log out of that guest account and it all is deleted and goes away. It's a great way to give access to your computer, to the internet for someone that's visiting and then clear it all off so they can't really do any harm or leave anything behind on the computer. Now once you've set up multiple accounts you could simply go to the Apple menu and log out. And then the login screen will show all the accounts there and you can choose the one you want to log into. But fast user switching is much better, especially if you and a spouse or other family members are sharing the computer and want to be able to switch easily. You go to login options here and you can check show fast user switching and check whether you want full name, account name, or icon. Fast user switching then appears at the top right here and you can jump to any of these accounts. Now here's an important thing about this. When you leave your account and go to another one it's not logging you out here. It's basically just switching over. So you can be in the middle of something. You could have Pages open with you're in the middle of writing a paragraph. You can have Safari open. You could be composing an email, doing all this stuff. You go to fast user switching and switch to somebody else. Then they could go and pick up where they left off and when they're done you switch back to you and everything returns just as you left it. So you really can be right in the middle of something. Allow somebody else to come in, switch to their account, check their email, switch back to you, and now you can pick up where you left off. It's a super handy feature. You definitely should have it. I recommend that every individual have their own account on the Mac. It's just much easier. It's much nicer computing experience and you can make it feel like you actually have multiple Macs in one piece of hardware.